That one rolling? Okay. Okay. Oh, that was a banger.
Yeah, bisexuality is the capability to love genders that are the same as yours and others. So if I have a relationship with a man, that doesn't make me homosexual. And if I have a relationship with a woman, that doesn't make me heterosexual.
Yeah.
That's a big thing that I guess I want to put out there, is that your relationships don't define your sexuality. For me, it was it took me quite a while to actually get to the point where I was comfortable enough to come out to myself, and I think that's probably the hardest part about coming out. So I had a girlfriend for about 5 years in high school. I kind of noticed things about me having attractions to guys and girls, but I kind of just brushed it under the rug. I thought that was kind of like a normal hetero thing, you know, men acknowledging other men as good-looking roosters and all that kind of thing. So we broke up after high school. I think I was 21 at the time, and that's when I all these internalized things that I had sort of pushed to the side started coming to the surface. And I didn't know what bisexuality was. I knew what homosexuality was and what heterosexuality was, but I had no idea what bisexuality was. And that was really hard because I had a lot of internal conflict. I didn't feel like, for me, I felt like I had to pick a side. Then I discovered what bisexuality was, and it was like a whole weight had been lifted off my shoulders, because I found something that I identified with, and it sort of it made everything that I was feeling valid. You know, that label was really important to me. So when I discovered that, and I embraced that, and I came out to myself, and I was like, yeah, I'm bisexual, and that's who I am. What I really struggled with, I've had a really on and off relationship with labels. Yeah. So initially coming out, that label of bisexuality was so important to me, and I really held on to that. And then I faced the problem of feeling like that was the only thing that was defining me. It was, I'm a bisexual and then I'm Jacob, and I hated that. So there was a period of time where I dropped the label, and you know, people would ask me, who do you identify as, or what's your sexuality, and I would just say I don't have a label. But then I've come back around to realizing how important it is to be visible for other people. So for me to wear that label as a badge of honor and show people this is what bisexuality looks like, now I know how important it is. Part of why I went off having the label was because when I first came out as bisexual and I was a more active member of the queer community, I was expecting this huge, you know, big rainbow hug from everyone in the community, and it really wasn't the case. I did get a lot of love and support, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, because I thought that was going to be my safe space where I wouldn't be judged for who I was and my sexual orientation. And I got a lot of backlash from a lot of homosexual people, and I think because for a lot of homosexual people, sometimes they can begin their journey of their sexuality by coming out as bisexual first, and then eventually embracing, you know, their homosexuality, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it was when they would push that onto me and dismiss my bisexuality that became really, really tough for me to deal with. And I think that's sort of what led to me not wanting to have a label, because I was scared of the backlash I was going to get by saying I was bisexual, which to me is crazy now, because I am so strongly bisexual and really fight for our visibility. So that was like the backlash I didn't think I was going to get when I first came out. And I think that rings true for a lot of bisexual people. It's still a problem, but there is still a lot of love and positivity, which is growing. And I think as bi visibility increases, it will get better. People would know what homophobia is. It's a phobia of homosexual people. So biphobia is the exact same thing, but it's a phobia of bisexual people. So that can come from people within the queer community as well. It can be stuff that's tongue-in-cheek, and people might not realise how hurtful it's being. So when people make comments like, oh, you're greedy, or you're bi for now, bi now, gay later. What I struggled with is because it took so much for me to come out to people and say that I was bisexual, but then to just have that, it's almost like having your feet cut off from underneath you, you know? You've worked up so much strength and confidence in coming out to people, and so much of that builds up underneath you, and when you finally tell people, for them to just immediately dismiss that, it's so demoralizing, you know? Because people don't realize how much words hurt, you know? And even like harmless jokes, they can be harmful to some people. It's just about respect. It's just basic common decency, you know? Like I would never dismiss anyone's homosexuality, so it was really baffling for me for them to come and dismiss mine right off the bat. Thankfully that wasn't going to be like a consistent experience for me. Instead of focusing on the negative people that were trying to bring me down or weren't accepting, I focused on the people that like fully embraced me, and I grew stronger connections with them, and I had my own little community and support network. And that's what it's about. It's about surrounding yourself with people that are actually going to lift you up, and they're not going to tear you down and dismiss you for who you are right off the bat. I mean, who does that, you know, really? I really struggled with masculinity and femininity, and trying to find a place for that in bisexuality. Yep. Because, you know, when you ask people, can you picture a like strong lesbian icon? Can you picture a strong gay icon? Most people can. Can you picture a strong bisexual icon? Most people can't. I mean, I know I couldn't. Yeah. And so I kind of struggled with, you know, how should I look? How should I act? How should I talk to people because I'm bisexual? You know, if I'm being too flamboyant, am I too gay for a bisexual person? If I'm not being like flamboyant enough, am I too straight for a bisexual? I really struggled about like juggling between the two. And then I realised it doesn't fucking matter at all. You're bisexual and you're Jacob, so just be Jacob. With dating, a lot of people would dismiss me straight away for being bi. You know, it was one of the first things I told them, because I faced so much like they'd stop talking to you, or they'd like ghost you or whatever. Yeah. But I'm grateful for those experiences as well, because now where I'm at, I'm so grateful for, and I've kind of earned it as well. You know, it's given me a much thicker skin, and now I get to be able to do things like this, where I get to like share that with other people, so that they know it's not going to be like the end of the road for them. They're not the only person going through it as well. It was hard, because it's like, what the hell what should I be, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I think most people will go through that struggle though, because you have to go through that to get to the point where you're like, oh no, I can just be me. Yeah, for sure. With anything, you kind of have to go through that, the weaving, ducking through. Oh god, I've got to be like, because I know a lot of my gay friends, they struggle with masculinity, and they that could, because there's a lot of these idolized gay men who are beautiful, big, muscular, you know, like beards, and a lot of them struggle with that when they go, well, that's not who I am. Is that what I need to be? Because that's what's put on social media, and that's what's put on the magazines, and no, you just have to be yourself. Any members of the queer community, if you're strong with yourself, you embrace who you are, please share your story, because other people out there that are going through struggles and, you know, in really dark places, all they need is that one story from someone else, just to know that they're not alone, to keep them going, you know. They can start to see some light in the darkness, which is what we want. Yeah.